These days, I'm seeing a lot of parents coming to me with a similar kind of a problem, and I thought I will share it with you. Um, Again, I am someone for whom I'm an educator by profession, and then I became a coach. And I have been a coach for 4, 5 years now, and now I've taken my professional training as well. I have got my certification in place as well, but still, coaching is not my career. I do it more because it makes me feel happy, and parent coaching is something that I truly believe in. I have been doing it for many years, but this year, when I got into technically, because I announced that I am finally a parent coach, I have received a lot of queries, a lot of questions on a particular topic that I wanted to discuss with you all today. Online classes have been going on for 10 months now. It started in March in Bangalore and where I am from, and all over India at least. It started in March and it's been 10 months. I have seen my students, I've seen my own 10-year-old daughter, and children are struggling to say the least. It's been 10 years. This is not something which is normal because we have never experienced this as kids. It's not normal for us as well. Children who are usually who like being with themselves, who are more introverted, and I'm sorry for that label, I don't usually use labels, but children who like to stay with themselves by nature, they are not opening up at all on online classes, and it takes a lot of time helping them open up, helping them answer. As a teacher, I can say that confidently now with an experience of 10 months now on online classes. Children who are extroverts are finding it difficult to just stay within the four walls. Now, thankfully, things are opening up and children are getting a little exposure, but still not enough for them yet. A social connect is definitely something that children are missing. It is something that they need to learn to grow, and it is something that they are missing and they are craving for it literally. I have met children who are literally craving for that social connection. They're definitely missing a lot of physical activities which were taken care of in their school, or they used to go to the park every evening, especially for younger children. Smaller children with online classes, I don't know how schools are handling, but there are many schools where smaller children are struggling as well with online classes because how much they grasp, how much they take. At ILET, what we are doing is we are working doubly hard with parents than we're working with children, because we give a lesson to the children and we ensure we keep it short and we keep it as engaging as possible. But we are sending a proper plan to the parents, and parents need to do more than what we do online, a lot of it at home. So that way it is a little less, but I have heard schools hosting classes for 1.5 hour online for younger children as well, and it's really not um, healthy for their development. A lot of things like gross motor, fine motor development, muscular development, a lot of things, their understanding of phonics. I'm saying not technically telling them sounds, but their ability to hear and understand sound, their auditory skills, their skills to grasp objects, which help them in future, their pincer skill development. All this happens because they work on these in a school environment, which is not happening right now in a large in many cases. I'm not saying some parents are working really hard with children. Screen time has definitely increased. There are online classes which are happening, and there are other screen times. There are phones which are being given to children, tabs being given to children, television is at access. And I'm not playing a blaming game here. Even for my daughter, her screen time, she's 10 now, she turned 10 in November, her screen time was almost zero till March last year. And could you believe it that she didn't know how to use a telephone or a tab or a computer till March, and now she's become a pro. But because she has online classes and she's an older child. So it's important for us to realize and understand these things happening with our children and how they are suffering because of this. Another thing which is happening is a lot of negative dialogue that they are hearing around them. And a lot of older children, I would say teens and tweens as well, are going into a zone where they are worried about the well being, their well being, and the well being of the parents as well. If, God forbid, someone close to them in their family has been affected negatively by COVID, has contracted COVID, or has actually succumbed to it, God forbid, then they have that fear. A lot of anxiety is developing. A lot. I've seen children who are losing their sleep because they're so scared of the current situation, and because parents also and the people around them also are creating that environment of a lot of fear around them. It's important to be cautious, it's important to be aware, but it's also important not to be scared and not to be terrified. If we all know if we take the right steps, we could keep ourselves safe, and that's what we have to communicate to our children. And make sure your children hear conversation which is age appropriate. The home environment affects them a lot, and right now they are only at home, so it's all the more affecting them. Another thing is, I wouldn't say it's with working parents only, it's also with stay at home parents, that screen time for them also has increased. Their emails, their meetings, everything, Zoom meetings, emails, everything happens, FaceTime with family, everything is happening, and there's nothing wrong in it. But you need to understand that in this situation that we are stuck right now, and slowly things thankfully have started opening up, and I'm just looking for things to get better. In this situation, it's important that we understand that we need to take out a little time, 10, 15 minutes a day, for our children and for our partner as well, because we are all stuck in this together. And if you have other family members living with you, then for them as well. So that's one thing that I would request you to do. Keep a planner, have a planner, write it down that you need to take out time for your son, your daughter, your family, your spouse. Um, Give them some sort of physical activity, so still they can't go out socially meet their friends, but a little physical activity is important. I ensure my 10-year-old goes on a bike. I go for my walk for 45 minutes down the in the block of our apartment, and she goes for her cycling. And that's something we are doing on a regular basis, because they need to kind of take out that energy. And you as parents need to understand that you need to give them some kind of physical activities they can involve themselves in. Taking out for your family and your spouse and your child is important, but all the more important is taking out time for yourself. If you think you are in a zone where you are going into a negative zone, ask for help, seek help, take out time for yourself, and then things can build from there. Children need to have a schedule still, keep it a little flexible, but ensure their sleep and their meal is not compromised on. So these try these small aspects, and if there is something that works for you, do share that with me. I would love to hear that. And yeah, so this is from me. My name is Falak Randerian, and I'm a parenting expert, a parent coach, and I also highly support gender neutral parenting, gender equal parenting. I'm an upcoming author. My book called Raising Generation E, Generation Equal, is coming up soon, and I would love to for you to read it and give me a feedback on it. And also, I'd love for you to hear to this video, and I've lost track of what I was saying. So yes, I would love for a feedback from you on this video, and if you can tell me what is working for you during this pandemic, what as a parent is working for you and your child, which I might have missed out. in this conversation. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye bye. Take care of yourselves.